All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope you're feeling incredible. This first session that we've had since Martin Luther King Day was over. Yesterday we did a replay. I hope you enjoyed that a little bit. My name is Haziq Ali. This is a good time for you to start saving, sharing, liking what it is we're doing right now. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. I think that you definitely will get a lot out of your timeline on these different social media platforms if you do more to sort of tell the algorithm this is what you want to see. When you like a training like this, it tells Facebook or it tells Instagram or it tells LinkedIn or Twitter or wherever you're watching me from, it tells them, yo, show me more stuff like this. And what we're here to do is help you go further, faster, with less effort. Everybody rep your city right now. Good morning, millionaires. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let them know you're in the house, baby. What kind of business do you have? Even more importantly than that, how does it help other people out? Okay, Tulsa, Oklahoma is in the house. This person's checking in from one of our Facebook groups. That's why their name didn't show up. My man E1 is checking in. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Sade? Let's get it. Let them know where you're checking in from, Danita. And then give me a share. Throw that thing on your timeline for me. Alan, you know how we do it, bro. Let's grow. Grow. Glorilla voice. Kim Connor's in the house. What's up? Let's go, Tanisha. Let's go. Yeah. She feeling that billionaire energy this morning. I ain't mad at it neither. Okay, then. Mariana, Arizona. Did I get that right? Yeah. Kansas City is up in this thing. Let's go. Am I doing it right? Make sure you share this real quick. Also, if you haven't done it yet, right now, go and get your copy of our newsletter. Our newsletter is incredible. Comes out every single Friday at 3:30 p.m. We're talking about mindset, we're talking about skill set, and we're talking about heart set. All these different elements that help you go further, faster, with less effort. Let's go. I don't know if you've ever thought about it, man, but this is a community that we have here. It's the people that you spend your life with that might determine whether you live famous or forgotten. You know, who do you matter to? Who loves you? Do you love them back? You know, are the people that love you giving you the proper expectations for your life? It's really interesting. Any of y'all ever watched the show Undercover Boss? Anybody ever watched the show Undercover Boss? If you have, let me see me. I'm just curious. What's up, Angel? Repping Omaha. Let's go. Arkansas is in the house. Let's get it. We got Tulsa, Oklahoma in here times two times. You know what I mean? It was real good to see a lot of our family this weekend. That was amazing. Yeah, some of y'all watch Undercover Boss. Some of y'all don't. That's one of my top 5 in terms of entrepreneur shows. You know, Shark Tank, obvious. The Prophet, really good. But Undercover Boss is this show. It comes on CBS, and basically what happens is a high-ranking executive, if not the CEO, right? What they do is they go undercover in their own company. They alter their appearance. They come up with a fictional backstory, right? They go through the lowest levels of quote unquote lowest levels of the company just to experience what their employees are experiencing. They want to gain a better understanding of how to improve their operation. It's called Undercover Boss. Somebody type that in the comments for me. Undercover Boss. I want you to lock that into your subconscious, because one day when you're sitting there and you need a guilty pleasure, you got something playing in the background while you cooking or cleaning up or something, maybe this is the kind of show you want to throw on. It's called Undercover Boss. Can somebody type that in the comments for me? Undercover Boss. By the end of every episode, that C-suite executive, that CEO, they've seen the business through the eyes of their employees. They've seen the business through the eyes of their staff. And they tend to consistently find a better way to do certain things. They start to gain a better understanding of how to improve it. Yeah, the show is called Undercover Boss. Yeah, I'm glad, Danita. I'm glad you made it in. Undercover Boss. That's exactly right. Good morning, Veronica. Undercover Boss, Taisha. Let's get it, girl. She up early. Let's go. Undercover Boss. Good morning, Naima. Yeah, Undercover Boss. Appreciate that share, Kim. So this Undercover Boss show has featured so many different CEOs from so many different industries. And the guy from Diamond Resorts International, this guy, Stephen Klobeck. Yeah, Jennifer, we've been getting that a little bit. If you text call me to the same number, then it'll call you right back. So try that. Text call me to the same number and it'll call you right back. Did everybody know that? If your number doesn't support it and it starts saying you're going to get charged a penny a second or whatever it is, just know that ain't me charging that. Okay. Just throwing that out. Just throwing that out there. All right. But the CEO of Diamond Resorts International, who's gone undercover on Undercover Boss a few different times, a lot of times he drops in for surprise visits, right? So he didn't even know if his made-for-TV disguise was going to work, but he did it anyway, and he came away with two big kind of like epiphanies. The first thing that he discovered is that he was not providing good employee service. We always talk about customer service, but he found that he wasn't providing good employee service. That's something that maybe we all want to think about. Maybe we all want to think about how our staff is helping us and then how we're helping our staff. A lot of times we're focused on that first one and we ignore that second one. He said that he learned two really important things, if my memory serves. The first was that he learned how important it is for his worldview to kind of expand beyond each location, each brick and mortar location, right? He realized that he's got to make sure his strategies are scalable and that it includes the needs and the wants of not just the guests, but also his team members, right? That's a big deal. But the second thing that he said was that he discovered that if he's really going to push this thing to the limit, if he's going to make this company the best that it can be, if he's going to make his team the best that it can be, it's got to be a way of life. It's going to have to be a way of, it can't just stop at the job description. Can anybody relate to that? Chelsea, you feel that right there? That eventually this has to become a way of life. Is that right, Samaya? It's got to become a way of life, right, Charity? Right, Atia? It's got to be a way of life. And so with that said, it reminds me of Michael Hyatt. Michael Hyatt wrote a book that changed my life. I always tell you about different books that kind of did a sort of 180-degree transformation for me. And, you know, one of them that really changed my whole perspective is this book by Michael Hyatt called Platform. Somebody might want to type that in the comments. Platform from Michael Hyatt. Yeah, it's got to be a way of life. Yeah, it's got to be a way of life. Somebody type Platform by Michael Hyatt. Somebody type Michael Hyatt Platform for me, please. Put that in the comments. Michael Hyatt, who's the CEO of, well, I'll just put it like this. He's a leadership expert. Yeah, the book is called Platform, and the guy's name is Michael Hyatt. Yeah, it's got to be a way of life. This book is called Platform by Michael Hyatt. By Michael Hyatt. If you can find it on YouTube, go for it. You know, if you can find it on Amazon, go for it. But the way that Michael Hyatt puts it, yeah, it's incredible, Jamal. The way he puts it is that if you're gonna be an effective leader, yeah, Sade, appreciate that, Taisha. Yeah, somebody say Platform by Michael Hyatt and then give me a share. If you already typed it in, share that on your timeline right now. Type in Platform by Michael Hyatt and then share it with somebody. And you never know who on your timeline is going to become a new accountability partner for you. But the way that Michael Hyatt puts it is that if you're going to be an effective leader, right, You got to be able to enter your followers' world, right? Somebody say, I'm going to enter my followers' world. I'm going to enter my followers' world, right? As a matter of fact, if you're going to influence anything, if you're going to influence anyone, your employees, a client, a spouse, even your children, you're going to have to get really good at incarnational leadership. Incarnational leadership is a word that he uses. Michael Hyatt's way of putting it is incarnational leadership, right? It's a complex term for a really simple concept. Good leaders got to get out their own shoes and put on somebody else's. That's incarnational leadership in a nutshell. Good leaders got to get out their own shoes and put on somebody else's. In effect, what we're talking about here is empathy, the understanding of another person's thoughts and feelings without personally experiencing them, right? Somebody say, I'm an empathetic leader. I'm an empathetic leader. I'm an empathetic leader. Ah, I like that, Tanisha. Undiscovered billionaire, undiscovery. Yeah, somebody say, I'm going to enter my followers' world. I'm going to enter my followers' world. There is so much power in it, yeah. There is so much power in it. Why do people even follow you? Why did your last customer even purchase from you? What did you do or say that took them off sitting on the fence and making a decision that they could trust you? Do you even know that? Are you still out here Are you still out here just rolling the dice with every interaction? Do you even know why they rock with you? Yeah, Kay Nicole, I'm going to enter my followers' world. I'm going to enter my followers' world. I'm an empathetic leader, and I'm going to enter my followers' world. That's exactly right. And if you're proud of that, then give yourself a share. Share that thing in a Facebook group. Share it in a messenger group. I'm an empathetic leader, and I'm going to enter my followers' worlds. Millionaires, it is important to understand where people are coming from emotionally because it's their feelings that directly impact their behavior. And it's their behavior that automatically affects their results. Does this make sense? And there are 3 reasons you may want to write down in your notes that make being an empathetic leader more important than at any other time in history, right? One is we use teams more than ever. Can I get a witness? Can anybody empathize with that or acknowledge that? Does that resonate with you? That we're using teams more than ever? Like we've never seen this many teams at any point in history, right? We've got Zoom, we've got Microsoft meetups, we've got all these different apps that are taking advantage of the fact that increasingly we use teams. The second thing is a rapid pace of globalization, right? And then the third is this growing need to retain talent, because people have so many other things they can do for money these days. It's hard for you to recruit and retain good talent, right? Because if they get sick of your crap, they can just go drive Uber, right? They can go do DoorDash, right? They can do Airbnb off a property they don't even own. Am I making sense? There are so many different things they can do for money. So if you really want to hold on to your good people, you got to get more empathetic. If you want to increase the effectiveness of the teams that are going to help you build your dream, then you've got to be more empathetic. And if you want to keep up with how quickly the world's becoming global in this automated world, this world of algorithms, this world of AI, this world of automation, if you want to stay with a competitive edge, you've got to be separate from the robots. And quickly, artificial intelligence is starting to overtake your ability to be empathetic. But darn it, you still got an edge. You better use it. Empathetic leaders, though, have to have the humility to set aside that I know everything attitude, that I know more than you attitude, or the pride that says I don't have to listen to you, right? That's the only time you're going to start to learn. That's the only way you're going to be able to learn from anyone and everybody on your team. But this is what I've discovered about empathy. And y'all stop me when I tell a lie. It's hard to develop if you don't try to get outside yourself, if you don't try to see things from the other person's perspective. It's going to be really hard for you to develop empathy. right? I got to be more interested in my team than they are interested in me, right? I got to be more interested in my team than I am interested in me. I have to be more interested in learning about them than I am in telling them my stories, right? I got to be open and willing to suspend judgment of them so they can be authentic, so they can be honest. Am I making sense, somebody? Am I making sense? So here are three different ways that that maybe you'll be able to become more empathetic. As a matter of fact, I'm even going to give you a little test that you can use. So really, we can call it four, but we're going to try this out. Here's the first one. Say, I am of the people, not above the people. Somebody say, I am of the people, not above the people, and then give me a share. Say, I am of the people, not above the people. This is a little mindset shift for you. This is the first little hack I got for you. Be of your people, not above your people. I dare you work alongside your team every now and then. What would improve their workflow? How could you improve working conditions? How can you improve the techniques and the tactics, maybe even the strategy that your team is using? Be of your people, not above your people. This is how you're going to be able to find opportunities to make valuable changes. You know, with our staff right here at the corporate office. Right now, I'm here at our corporate office, right? And one thing that's benefited me immensely is the ability to just jump on the phone with my people, to just jump on the phone with the customer service staff, to not only that, but jump on the phone with the field. Make sure that I'm staying sharp and aware as the world begins to change. You got me? How many of us understand that? Right? What can you do? Man, I've gotten so many ideas just getting in the thick of it with my people, right? That's how I got the idea for us to create a note page, to have the developers go in there and be able to create personnel files for everybody that calls in so that they're able to know where they are in terms of rank, where they are in terms of goal setting, what was their goals, right? How can we make it so that the process is more nurturing for the clients that call in, on and on and on. What can I do to give out certain key phrases that can be utilized when there's a problem client? What can I do to increase what we do to escalate situations and on and on and on? You get all these insights when you are of the people, not above the people. Does that make sense? Here's the second one, y'all. Ask questions. Somebody say, I ask more questions. I ask more questions. Yeah, Rose in the house. What's up, girl? I ask more questions. I ask more questions. Somebody say, I ask questions. Kimberly, say, I ask more questions, and then give me a share. I ask more questions, Tabina, and then give me a share. Give me a share. I ask more questions. Pay attention to the why behind what people say and do. I dare you. Pay attention to the why behind what people are saying. Are your team members trained properly? Do they have the appropriate support? Do they have the resources to be successful? Check this out. Do they get the accountability from you? Right? Not just do they have it and you're like, hey, sink or swim, baby. But do they get accountability from you? Do they get the appropriate support and the resources they need to be successful? When you notice a problem or a mistake, do you play the blame game or do you look for the root cause? You got to be able to look in the mirror and say, it might not be my fault, but it is my responsibility. It's my responsibility. When you notice a problem, when you notice a mistake, don't address the symptom. Dig in and find the root cause. And one way to do that is ask more questions. Here's the third one I got for you. Connect with emotion. Connect with emotion. You know, you'll learn this even in your relationships, fellas. A lot of times when your lady is ramping up, it's important that before we go to solve the problem, we connect with emotion. Is that right, Pastor Dandridge? I bet Pastor Dandridge done learn that a little something. You got to learn to connect with emotion. You got to connect with emotion. If your employee, your staff member, your spouse has ever done something, your significant other has ever done something where you're like, your kids, right? Your client, your prospective client, have they ever done something like, yo, what were they thinking? You ever felt that before, right? Sometimes it's hard to relate to what somebody else was thinking if you're just staying in your logical zone, right? Sometimes it's hard for us to understand what somebody's going through when we just look at their reaction. But the truth is, you may not understand what your team member is thinking or experiencing, but you can always focus on connecting with emotion. You hear me? You can kind of pay attention to the stimuli you're getting, and you can kind of feel what kind of emotion that they're having, right? Find out what he or she is feeling, and then think back to a time when maybe you felt the same way. Is that fair? What were you thinking when you first joined your company, right? What were you thinking when you first started your business? What were you feeling in your first year of leadership? What were you feeling on your first day, your first week, your first month? What were your biggest fears? What were your biggest challenges? When have you felt threatened or insecure in your position? Man, it got me hot at one point this weekend because one of my employees was talking to another one of my employees in such a harsh manner. And I just thought to myself, you would never be able to handle it if we talk like that to you. You know what I'm saying? But see, it was an opportunity for me to connect with this person with emotion. So first I connected with the one who kind of felt so overcome and overwhelmed that she was crying and stuff like that. But guess what I'm going to do at some point today? I'm going to connect with the one that was being a little harsh with that person, right? And then I'm going to challenge them to think about how they felt when they were first getting a shot at a new job, at a new career. I'm going to ask them how they felt when they made a mistake and someone was correcting them about it. How do they wish the person would have came to them? I'm going to get them to focus on empathy. Am I making sense? Check it out. You're more likely to understand the underlying issues somebody's having when you put yourself in the other person's shoes. Is this helpful? This is the last thing I got for you, man. And we out of here. We about to go do our affirmations, right? But give yourself an empathy test this week. As you go about your week, I dare you, plan to analyze at least 2 conversations. If you agree with this, then let me see it in the comments. Somebody say, I'm going to analyze 2 different conversations, right? And I want you to analyze them based on if you can identify the needs that are at the heart of that person's issues, right? The needs that are at the heart of that person's ideas, the needs that are at the heart of that person's comments. Tony Robbins says that people are driven by 6 different needs, right? That there are 6 different basic human needs. And a lot of times, Rose, you're going to get a lot out of this, Queen. Rose, do you know we missed you so much this weekend? I know you done heard. Everybody was like, where's Rose? Where's Rose? You know? Where's Chanel at? Where's Jamal at? Am I lying? Yeah, I'm going to analyze 2 different conversations. Right? 6 different needs that humans have. If you want to, you can remember it by saying CVS, and then you can say CGC. CVS, CGC. Somebody type that in the comments. CVS, CGC. This is how you can remember the 6 basic needs of a human being. And what you want to do is analyze these conversations and figure out, which one or 2 of these is at the root of their issue, right? Yeah. Let her know, Molly Ball. That's what's up. Yeah, Kimberly. I'm going to analyze 2 different conversations this week. CVS, CGC. Here's the first one, y'all. Certainty. That's right. The next event, everybody, is just for the ladies. And it's going to be March 23rd through the 25th in Chi-Town. We'll tell you more about that. CVS, CGC. So the first C is certainty. Certainty. People have this need to feel assured that they can avoid pain and gain pleasure. They need certainty. People respond to someone that does things a certain kind of way. The world responds to a certain kind of man. The world responds to a certain kind of woman. People respond to your level of certainty. If you're looking for why don't you make more sales, how can you come off more certain? Does that make sense? Certainty. That's a basic human need. Certainty. That's a need in you as a leader, right? That's a need in them as a follower. They want certainty. Here's the second one, variety. Because if things were too certain, guess what? You'd be bored. Ain't that crazy? Too much certainty is a bad thing. You know what I mean? You say, I love surprises. No, you don't. You love good surprises. So you also want variety, regular exposure to the unknown, right? Regular exposure to change, new stimuli. Is this employee, is this teammate, are they suffering from too much certainty or not enough? Is it too much variety or not enough? Here's the third one I got for you. You ready? Significance. Significance. Everyone has a need to feel unique, y'all. Everybody needs to feel important. Everybody needs to feel special. Everybody needs to feel needed. They need to feel like they're the only one that's recognized for this particular thing. They have a unique combination of do they need to feel more significant, right? Or here's number 4, do they need to feel more connection? Do they need to feel more connection? Everybody wants to feel really unique, but at the same time, they want to feel bonded, right? They want that strong feeling of union with somebody else or with something else. Do they need to feel more connected? Huh? Or number 5, do they need more growth? Right? Are they hungering for an expansion of capacity, right? An expansion of understanding. Is that the big issue? Or here's number 6. Do they need more contribution? Is it that they need to grow, or have they grown so much they need to pour a little out into somebody else? Is that what they're hungering for? These are 6 different basic needs, right? Do they need contribution? That sense of service, right? That sense of focusing on helping somebody else, right? Giving to somebody else, supporting someone else. I dare you write all of those in your power book. You know, if you've got the Color Me Millionaire, you know what I mean, visualization coloring book, maybe this is a good time for you to write. Like this is a good time for you to use your note page and write them down. CVS, CGC, certainty, variety, significance, contribution, growth, right? Connection. CVS, CGC, certainty, variety, significance, right? Connection, growth, contribution. Write them down in your book. Write them down in your power book. We said that the 3 things we were going to do is be of the people, not above the people. We said we were going to ask more questions. We said we were going to connect with emotion. And then we're challenging ourselves to give ourselves an empathy test, right? We're going to use this new insight into the needs of our people to lead and influence them more effectively. Is that fair? Scale of 1 to 10, how helpful was this, y'all? How helpful was this? Yeah, that's exactly right. How helpful was this? Scale of 1 to 10. That was a 10? If it was a 10, then give us a like or love, you know, and then give us a share. Share this thing on your timeline and challenge someone to hold you accountable. To hold you accountable. It's affirmation time. Let's get it. Repeat after me. Repeat after me. If your phone line tries to charge you, just text call me to the same number, 667-776-9461. Text message call me to the same number, and it's on. All right, let's go. Repeat after me. Say it like you mean it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it.